Toastmasters. It feels very strange to be giving you an icebreaker again. The last time that I gave an icebreaker, I had just moved from Philadelphia to Kansas a few months prior, and this was August of 2015. Mark Maish was my evaluator and wrote very kind things in my manual, and I remember feeling very welcomed into this club, and also very fortunate to be surrounded by such talent. It's hard to believe that it has been 3 years that I've been with this club, and I have finished my Competent Communicator manual in this time. So I'm going to use this icebreaker to do a quick recap of the past 10 speeches that I've done, and then talk about the new pathway that I'm going to be moving forward on. So, to kick things off, as usual, you do an icebreaker speech. So in 2015, for my icebreaker, I asked the group if I could be an animal, what animal would I be? And I answered that I would be a bird. And not much has changed since then. This is a laughing kookaburra, and this is one of my favorite birds. My second speech was about the power of ideas, as exemplified in the movie V for Vendetta. My third speech was called Pondering a Paradox, and that speech was about how I had just learned about a child's toy that teaches children that just because you don't see something doesn't mean that it ceases to exist. And the paradox that I saw was that I see a bunch of people squandering natural resources because they don't see them. And so that speech kind of went into that paradox of not seeing things and knowing that they still exist, even if we don't see them. My fourth, fifth, and sixth speech went into different hobbies that I enjoy doing. The fourth speech went into swing dancing, and I used a lot of visual language that appealed to your senses to try to bring you swing dancing with me, to explain the venue and what you would see and what it feels like to go swing dancing. My fifth speech was about Zumba. I even donned a jingly Zumba skirt and was talking about my experience going to Zumba with my sister, and that was a lot about body language and getting comfortable with that. My sixth speech, I used visual aids, I used PowerPoint to show you about some of the costumes that I've created and wore to comic book conventions. My seventh speech was explaining some of the terminology that you find on milk labels, milk bottles, just so that you kind of know that when you're in the store, this is what it's telling you. And relatedly, my ninth speech was about preventing food waste. Now my eighth speech was about a street art tour that I went on in Melbourne, Australia, and so I was showing different images that you would find in different alleyways of street art in Australia. And then my 10th speech, finally, was a couple of different travel stories from Italy and the United Kingdom to inspire you to go out and travel more and to create your own travel stories. So that, in a nutshell, is my past 10 Toastmaster speeches. As you can see, I have a range of hobbies and a range of interests. So where am I going to go from here? Finish the Competent Communicator Manual. Where are we going next? We have a whole bunch of different pathways to choose from. I have selected the Visionary Communication pathway. And when reading the description for this pathway, it talks about presenting information and then also presenting creative solutions with this information. And to me, this sounds wonderful. We live in a complex world, and I think that if we work together and if we get creative about it, we can come over some of the different challenges and things that we face. So I'm excited to dive into this and this visionary communication in order to explore this more. I also think that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is one of the best visionary communicators that we have. So I'm hoping to look more into his work and to draw from the best and to grow in this way as well. I will also confess to you, fellow Toastmasters, that I am here to become a better speaker, to also become a more impactful environmentalist. There are a lot of environmental issues that people either just don't know about or just don't care about, and I really want to better be able to connect with people and to engage with them to just help folks consider being more environmentally conscious. And so I also picked the Visionary Communication pathway because this is a way to inform and come up with creative solutions. With environmentalism, it's really easy to just get down in the dumps and it's like, well, there's nothing we can do, we're all doomed. But I think that there are solutions, and I want to go more towards that. And I didn't pick the inspiration or the motivational pathways either, because I don't want to influence you with every single speech that I give, but I do hope to sprinkle environmental speeches in here and there. And you're welcome for that, by the way. So all of that being said, I look forward to going on this visionary communicator path with you and growing. The past 10 speeches have been good fun and I've learned a lot. And I'm really looking forward to these next couple of speeches. It is a distinct pleasure to be a part of this club. I was impressed in 2015 and I still am. I have grown a lot and I have made friends. So thank you very much and I look forward to a bright future with you. Thank you.